If you've ever frozen in the middle of a dementia crisis, then you are in good company because every caregiver has. It's a normal human response to a threatening or stressful situation. The good news is you can train your brain and your body to move through this process faster. In today's video, I am going to walk you through why the brain locks up, so basically the science behind the freeze response, and what to do to retrain your brain and body to move through that process faster and more calmly. For those of you who are new here, my name is Dr. Sinclair. I'm a neuropsychologist, dementia care specialist, and founder of the Confident Caregiver Academy. Let's jump on in. Care partner, you know when your computer freezes and that spinning ball appears, you're clicking and clicking and nothing is happening? That is your brain during a caregiving crisis. It's overloaded and you know the commands that you want to give, but it's not going through. So you're not going to smash your keyboard, are you? So I don't want you to beat yourself up. What you're going to do instead is reset the system. And today I'm going to show you how to reset your system. The hijacked prefrontal cortex. When a crisis hits, care partners, the amygdala, our alarm system, gets activated. And it tends to override our prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that's responsible for decision making, for organizing our thoughts or organizing what we want to say. The other part that happens when our alarm system gets activated is we freeze, we fight, or we flee. A lot of people understand the fight or flight response. I'm going to fight if I'm in danger to save my life, or I'm going to try and outrun the threat to save my life. But very few people understand the freeze response, even though it's typically the first response. When we're startled, we usually freeze first. And in that moment, that's the brain attempting to decide, is this a threat that we can take on and fight, or is this a threat that we need to get out of? So that freeze response is the least understood, but it is our most vital and important ancient survival tool that we have to get out of situations. So that's why we freeze. The caregiver version of the freeze. It's not a full paralysis. You're still there physically, but mentally you're completely locked up. Common signs: there's a blank stare, or there's delayed speech. You know what you want to say, but it just won't come out. Or you might find yourself repeating the same thing over and over again. Maybe it's a word, or you're sort of stuttering the word. The full sentence, the full phrase is not coming out. Or perhaps you've forgotten steps that you've practiced. There are a couple of scripts that you wanted to go over and your mind has gone completely blank. One of my care partners, let's call her Maria. Maria came into session one day talking about the fact that her husband started yelling at her as she was trying to help him shower. And she described it as, Dr. Sinclair, he'd never spoken to me like that before. There was just so much intensity in his voice. I just froze. She said that she was standing there holding the towel until he basically stormed out of the room. And she said, I knew I was supposed to be validating. I knew I was supposed to do all of these things you taught me to bring the situation down, but I have never heard him speak to me like that before, and I completely froze. So care partners, I want to normalize for you that when you are in that threatening situation with your loved one with dementia, this could happen, but here's how you're going to retrain your brain and your body to move through it faster and to prepare yourself for other crisis moments. So how to train your brain out of the freeze? The fix here, care partners, is you're going to have some preloaded response scripts. So some things that you know are going to be your go-to so that you don't have to think about it in the moment. And then the second part of the fix is you're going to have to learn how to reset your body physically so that it can come back online. Step 1, add physical grounding. Add one physical cue that signals your brain it's safe to act again. Here are some examples. You can press your thumb to your forefinger over and over and over again. Squeeze it a bit. Or you can take one deep belly breath in and slow, forceful exhale out. Again. You can touch your heart while exhaling as well. Or you can move your body slightly to break that freeze signal. So you can take a step back, a step forward, you can shift your weight from side to side, or gently tap your leg. Give yourself a physical signal that it's okay to come back online. Why does this work? These grounding exercises help to reactivate your prefrontal cortex. This movement tells your brain that you're not in mortal danger, it's okay to re-engage, it's okay to act. Even though you're doing some breathing here, care partners, it isn't about being zen, at least not right now. It's about giving your body a signal that it's okay to come back online. So that slow movement, that shifting of your body, that touching of your fingers, that deep breath, that is helping you to come back online. Step 2, build crisis scripts, crisis responses, whatever you want to call them. But have short phrases, try to keep them under 6 words, care partners, that you can pull on during those crisis situations. And the reason you're keeping it under 6 words is you want it to be something easy to recall during those moments of stress. And that can look like, you're safe, I'm here to help. Oof, I went too fast, I'm so sorry. Oh, let's slow down for a second. I think I went too fast. Oh, I hear you. Let's figure this out together. One of my clients, Jared, used to freeze initially when his mother would accuse him of stealing her things. Everything from her purse to her makeup to her bra. She accused Jared of stealing all of these items. And he used to freeze when this happened. He didn't know what to say to his mom when his mom's accusing him of stealing her underwear. And so he's gotten into these responses into his scripts now where he'll say, "Oh, your purse is missing again? I hate when that happens, Mom. Okay, let's go look for it together." Right? So what he's doing there in that moment is, oh, he's showing her his exasperation, his frustration. He's matching her tone and he's encouraging her, let's go look together. I'm here to help you. So he's giving some hope that we can find this. We can work together. Instead of that freeze of, I didn't steal your bra, Mom. I don't know what are you talking about, right? He now has his go-to script. The first thing he does is that exasperated sigh. Oh, again? All right, let's go look for it together. Oh, again, that's so frustrating. So care partners, you're getting the gist here. Let's find a phrase that's going to work for you that you can activate in those stressful moments. This segues quite well into our next step. Step 3, you're going to practice these scripts during low stakes. So when your loved one with dementia is mildly upset, this is an opportunity to practice these phrases that you've been storing. Okay, let's not wait for them to be explosive before you engage in practicing. We don't wait for our car to run out of gas before we fill it up. We prepare the car for the journey ahead. And I want for you to think of your scripts, the things that you're going to say, in the same way. You're constantly practicing them so that when the thing does happen, you're ready to go. If this is helpful for you, care partners, then go ahead and grab the guide below, the Calm Protocol, where I teach you how to problem solve in these crisis moments. I think that can also be helpful for you. So now let's move on to the next step. Step 4, bank your bandwidth. Mini self-care isn't fluff. It's your freeze insurance. Research has shown that in only minutes a day, care partners, 3 to 5 minutes a day of joy helps to boost your stress threshold. Try saying that 5 times. Stress threshold. What do I mean by that, care partners? So when you're able to give yourself 3 to 5 minutes of joy every single day, your brain and your body is better able to withstand stressful moments. It does not take a lot. Let's put on music that you love to dance around to while you're cooking. Okay, let's just have the music going as you're moving around. You're doing salsa, merengue, whatever it is. Let's move your body. Or let's read a book in the mid-afternoon. We're not talking the whole book because we know as care partners you don't have time for that. But can you get a few pages in? Can you get a walk around the block, a couple of laps around the block? Whatever it is, 3 to 5 minutes is all it takes to boost the stress reserves. And again, I'm going to go back to that car analogy I just gave. We don't want to wait for the car to be on empty before we fill up. We need to have those reserves ready to go for that crisis situation, okay? Now let's move on to the next step. And now I'd like to give you some strategies around what not to do after you froze, care partners. First and foremost, absolutely do not berate yourself afterward. You cannot berate yourself for something that's neurobiological. This is your alarm system getting activated. These are ancient survival mechanisms in our brain that help to keep us safe. No amount of putting yourself down is going to help you the next time around. That's not how we retrain. We retrain with using the steps that I've given you above. Don't try to remember every should. Focus on one go-to physical reset and one go-to phrase. So maybe you can say physical and phrase, physical and phrase. So what is one physical cue that you're going to do? Is it going to be touching your forefinger and thumb, middle finger and thumb? Is it going to be tapping your leg? Okay, physical. And then what's your phrase? Your phrase can be what Jared says to his mom. Oh, again? That's so frustrating. Okay, one physical care partner, one phrase. Have that locked into your mind that you're practicing throughout the week. And finally, care partners, don't push through without resetting. If you try to continue that conversation with your loved one with dementia when you're still activated, your brain might move from a freeze situation to a fight situation. Remember, there are 3 things that could get activated: freeze, fight, or flight. If you have not reset your body, if you have not calmed your body down, then you might go into a fight situation and then escalate things even further. A quick way to remember all of this, here's your bonus, care partners. You are going to pause, which your brain already locked up and did that for you. Then you're going to do a physical grounding exercise, something to get you back online. Then you're going to have a phrase that you're going to say to your loved one with dementia. And after all of that is complete and you feel a little calmer, then you're going to re-engage with them. Okay? Do this once a day for a week during those low stake moments, and watch your partners during the next crisis. You'll notice that, oh, okay, I handled that a little bit better. Oof, okay, I got out of that one a little bit faster. You're going to be patting yourself on the back because you engaged in these skills. Try them out, they work. And again, grab that guide below to help you in these high stress moments. I'll see you in the next one, care partners. Bye.